What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with another video. Post-match pint, of course, straight after the game. They're nice and early one, boys.
Makes a nice change, doesn't it?
Yeah, nice and early, mate. You know, the early kickoffs. We like the early. I like the early kickoffs.
Yep. Well, I like this one for fucking sure. You know what I mean? Got to take us through the starting lineup.
So, much the same, really, as we saw against Wolves, except for one player coming in, which is Soufal coming in for Frederick. So we had Fabianski in goal, Soufal right wing, Masuaku left wing, Obona, Creswell and Balbuena as the three centre halves, Souček and Rice the centre two, with Antonio up top on his own with Fornals and Bowen supporting him out wide. Or either side, I should say.
Well, it worked.
Massively.
I mean, I don't think, even after last week's win, I don't think any of us that watched last week's win would have just been turning around and saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go and turn Leicester over last week. I mean, what a performance that was.
I'll be honest, if you'd have said to me in the Wolves and Leicester game that we're going to score 7 goals and beat them, you know what I mean, and not concede any, I would have said, shut up, Nick, and slapped you right around the chop, mate. But it was an unbelievable performance, and I know midweek was obviously a bit of a distraction. There was 8 changes to the team, whatever, but it was unbelievable performance there, and we was balanced all over the pitch. And obviously, Kufal coming in, settling in at right wing back. You know, he looked like he'd been playing Premier League football for the last 2 years. You know what I mean? He looked like he'd been. It didn't look like his debut. It looked like he'd been playing with that team for a couple of seasons.
Shout out to Agent Souček for recommending.
Yeah, mate, he needs to go through his Facebook friends list and see if he's got any more mates come over and play for West Ham.
We could be like Wolves are to Portugal but us with like the Czech.
Yeah, we'll be the Czech Republic international team.
The greatest thing about today is that this weren't a smash and grab. This weren't one of them games where you sit here, look at the result, and it didn't tell the story. It told the story. It told the story perfectly. We done them everywhere on the pitch. We was better. Midfield, we were better. Defence, we were better. Up front, we were better.
People that look at this game that haven't watched it and probably think, oh yeah, like you said, like it's like a smash and grab. Leicester have had an off day, but no way did they have an off day. West Ham just had an even better day than we did last week against Wolves.
Scott, sorry, Ryan, you watched it with the commentary, right? Were they? Someone was saying that they were trying to more focus that Leicester were bad rather than they were good. Was that the perception that the commentators were trying to put across?
No, I think Steve McManaman was one of the co-commentators. He was praising West Ham from start to finish. He gave Ogbonna man the match, and he was praising every single West Ham player on that pitch. So no, I didn't hear too much of that. I see a couple of people tweet that as well, but I don't know. They might have been watching another stream with Gary Lineker doing a commentary or something.
That's the thing. Is you look at this performance and the Wolves' performance. The other teams haven't played bad. We've stopped them playing. That's the thing. We stopped Leicester playing today, same as we stopped Wolves playing the other day. You know, they may have not been 100% and bang on the game, but it was because we were that good at stopping them play. It's just people just trying to take the gloss because it's West Ham. You know, there's certain teams in the league that we know are media darlings and the commentators are always going to say good words about. And there's certain teams in the league that the commentators want to rub the fans up the wrong way and want to have a dig at. And we're one of them teams.
Before the game,
we won't get the praise we deserved.
No, before the game, I think there was a bit of sort of arrogance about Leicester, you know, and rightly so. They've just turned over Man City last week.
They've won every game they've played this season.
Jamie Vardy walked on that pitch like, I'm going to get a couple of days. You know, the amazing stat was he had the least touches on the pitch out of the whole game, and that was including the two goalkeepers. That's how well West Ham done today.
Well, look at the defence, because they was doing a lot of their usual tricks where they're trying to play the through balls or they're playing the balls over the top and he's playing off the shoulder. But every time that ball come through, we just crowded him out and, we were first to it and just cleared it. So we've started to play the way
we should have been playing years ago, and that's crowding out everything, pressing so high. The fitness looks like it's really on point at the minute because we're pressing so high. We're not letting teams play. We're getting the ball down. We're playing quick, fast, zippy football. And like, I'm not going to slag him off. I'm not going to slag him off because it's not the way it is. But it's because Noble isn't playing. He's the one that sort of slows the game down. And you know, we've got a nice balanced team at the minute where everybody's working hard for each other. You know, Fornell. I mean, Fornell. How Fornell gets criticised, I don't know, because the geezer don't stop running. He's full of beans all the time, and he got a real good goal today and another assist with a bit of quick thinking. But you know, it's just so balanced at the minute, and we've got people that are, you know, that have got the ability to do the right thing at the right time. You know, it gives Rice such a freedom to go. I mean, you see that run he went on. He went from the halfway line and smashed it against the underside of the bar. I mean, any other dead that had gone in, that would have been a fantastic goal. It was just absolutely brilliant from start to finish from West Ham. And you've got to give. Well, you've got to give the manager credit. You've got to give the, you know, Ellen Irvine credit. You've got to give the back rooms. But most of all, you've got to get the players credit.
Yeah,
well, yeah, from back to front, you know, we were solid all over the pitch. And, I mean, Ogbonna today, you know, he put in a right... You can tell he's I know he's just been called up to the Italian squad, and rightly so, but what he done today was he said to Creswell and Balbrino, you go off and do your stuff. I'm sticking with Vardy all game. And that's what he done. And every time Vardy got that ball, who was there? Ogbonna. And he did not let... And listen, pace-wise, Vardy's going to beat Ogbonna all day. But up there, Ogbonna was 2 or 3 yards ahead of Vardy today. And that is why he didn't get a sniff at goal. The only time he went through one-on-one right at the end, and he knocked it wide. Yeah,
I thought you summed it up perfectly there, mate. It was literally his intelligence as a centre half was better today because he could rely on the other two players playing centre half to deal with everything else. You know, and that's the thing. When we've played in a 2, Vardy gets the opportunity to get between the 2, and there's no cover there, and you've got to stick to your position. Playing in that 3, especially him as playing in the centre of the 3, gives him a bit of license to sort of roam, and the others can come across the cover. And you know, like you said, it was a top draw centre half performance by him today. Absolutely brilliant.
The thing I like most about the performance today was no one goes hiding, and we've seen this for the past 3 or 4 seasons. People sort of, you know, go in their shell and try and blame everyone else, and that's a reason why Noble has to come in and has to sort of like take back control of that midfield, so to speak. But no one goes missing anymore. Everyone's working for each other. Bowen, brilliant. Antonio, fucking excellent. Fornell's excellent. Souček and Rice. Didn't mention their name once today because you just expect it. Ogbonna, excellent. The new right back, excellent. Cresswell, the ball he put in for that first goal.
2 assists for Cresswell today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the second one. I mean, the second one was a bit of a clearance, really, that, you know, I suppose it's an assist, isn't it? But the first one, the ball, I mean, great thinking by Antonio, you know, straight away, got up, knocked it out to Cresswell, and he's running to that box, and not one Leicester defender has followed him, you know, and that ball from Cresswell was on point. You know, it couldn't have put a better ball in, and it was a great header by Antonio because he's headed it the right way, because if it doesn't go in, Fornells is going to tap it in. So it's a great header back across.
I think defensively he's improved as well, Cresswell. Now he's in that back 3.
But if you remember rightly, Dan, do you remember when Moyes first come in, he played Cresswell at the Leicester back, and we all praised him then. So maybe that could be I like the back 5 of West Ham. I like it when we play that formation because we have got good wing backs. And Masuaku today it's another great game. The confidence he's getting. And we've all said it. We've all criticised Masuaku before. I think a lot of fans have, but we're all quick to praise him as well. And that's a good thing. And we all, as fans, we want players to prove us wrong. That's what we want.
We have said for years that he'd be much suited to either a left wing back or a left wing position. And that's coming into fruition, really, isn't it? That he's just really shining in this position. And I think if you was to go back to a back 4, it would not suit him as much. So I think he's really thriving. And the right before you look at, we got Sofal in. we've got decent, for the first time ever, decent cover right back, because you have Fredericks, obviously, when he comes back, he's done really well in that position, like we were saying before, joint third most chances created in the league. And then you've got Johnson, who can play right or left. So that position for now, it's looking good right back wise.
I'll tell you what as well with Soufal, he liked putting a tackle in, didn't he? He didn't shy away.
Yeah.
He didn't shy away from anything. Sometimes these players on their debut, they get a bit nervous, and he was only playing in a Champions League qualifier last week, so he's up to match fitness. All right, the Premier League's a different standard, but to last 90 minutes on your debut and get kicked about the place, I think Vardy put one on him, which was a fair tackle, but Vardy just let him know he was there. But he got up and he played on. He reminds me of like a young Zabaleta in a way,
Repka.
Yeah, no, I think he's better.
That's the thing.
Repka was just a nutter. Repka would have dragged Vardy off that standing on his head.
He's settled in, and he's settled in nicely. The way if you want a debut to go, that's the way you want it. He won most of his tackles. He looked good. His reading of the ball's really good. We kept a clean sheet. Barring scoring a goal, we couldn't have had a better debut, if I'm honest. Yeah. And
really, you've got to look at that. He can probably only get better, isn't it? Really, with more time with this team, more games in the Premier League, and he can only improve from there. So
that's it. Gelling more with the players and being around the players and playing with them week in, week out, he can improve. So,
what a test for your first Premier League game, Leicester. Like I said, who've won every single game they've played, and he's passed it with flying colours.
Let's be honest, Dan. Look at the first 4 fixtures. If he's going to play every game, Leicester, Spurs, Man City, Liverpool.
Trial by fire, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. But we've done that before. We've done that with Ngakia. We've done that with Johnson, and they benefited from it.
The main thing as well today is that we kept their big players quiet. Perez, Vardy, Barnes, Mendy. They didn't get every time they got the ball. We was on them. We was getting our foot in, we was getting stuck in, and that's something that we haven't done over the last couple of seasons.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of successful teams were hunting packs.
Yeah, exactly.
We haven't done for a long time.
And you see that with Rice and Souček. They do that all the time. They hunt for that ball. They want to break it up and then give it to the players like Fornals. It was an all-round perfect performance. I wish we could give 11 man the matches today, because I think they all deserved it.
Yeah, I can't. There was no one that was bad, not one. I can't even think of a mistake. Do you know what I mean? I can't even think of one mistake. One thing where I said, "Well, he could have done this better." I think it was an all-round perfect performance. And to follow up from last week, where you're just talking about Wolves and Leicester here. Wolves and Leicester are two teams that last season, Wolves were fighting for.
Champions League
for Champions League at times, and Leicester were they collapsed at the end, but they was if that hadn't locked down, they would have been Champions League without a shadow of a doubt. They was the ones that was pushing the top 2 teams more than anyone. You know what I mean? So these are real. I mean, and look what they done to City last week. I mean, they absolutely fucking destroyed them.
Yeah, and that's it. And this is what I was saying to Dan. The performances against the last 2 games. Dan said these were the games that were more worrying, because they're games we've not turned up to in the past.
Well,
Wolves steamrolled us. We haven't shown up.
We've only beat Leicester once in the last 11 games. We struggle against Wolves, so it was as you said, these teams that we struggle against in the past.
I think the real test for us, right, is because we're saying, obviously, a lot of people saying we turn up to sort of these games, and these are big games, is when we play Fulham and Sheffield United. I'm interested to see if, when we look at those teams, we can still keep this intensity in our play, and that's what I hope, and hopefully is enough. I think we have got a good some good heads in the side now, and hopefully they won't let that drop. And I think Rice as captain, I think he's been doing a great job, and I hope I'm confident he's going to stay.
Yeah, that deal won't happen now. It's too late for that deal to happen. The transfer window shuts tomorrow. There's no way that deal was going to happen. I don't think. I think Declan Rice doesn't look like a player that wants to move.
Exactly.
He looks happy. And as you said, give him that captain's armband. He deserves it. I can't see Noble starting many games. with the way we're playing at the moment with that midfield. You can't change that midfield.
You see, when he brings on Noble as a sub, right? Do you think that's actually tactical, or do you think it's a case of it just getting the captain some minutes?
No, it's tactical because Noble gets that ball and slows things down. He puts his hand up and tells players, "Look, move away from me. Let them come to me," and then he'll give the ball. That you bring in Noble on in the 85th minute, game's done. That's what he does. He slows it up.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. That's what you want when you've got a lead like that in the last 10 minutes of the game. You want someone who's going to get their foot on the ball and slow the game down and keep possession, and just keep things simple and see the game out. And that's what he does do. But it's just the problem for me. The two things now, we've got to keep the consistency of these performances up. And I'd like to see how we react to a team who sit deep and try and like the Sheffield United and teams like that are going to sit back and like Burnley,
Villa are one. We really struggle to break them down.
Yeah,
the difference. Sorry, Scott. The difference is now, and I think we actually have got players to break them sort of teams down.
Well, see, this is the thing that I was just going to say. With the players on the bench like the Andersons and all that. That could be a way where you work them into the game. So, like, if things ain't going right, you've now got a player like Anderson who can split a defence, can cause problems. It'd be interesting to see what we're like when we come up against some of them sort of sides.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scott. I'm just going to swap places with you, so it looks like I'm looking at you because of the way my monitor is. So now I don't look like I'm looking away from it. There you go. Playing with my OCD. But I tell you what,
I love your bit of sellotape up there, Dan.
I know.
Yes, someone said that in the comments. Great interior design, Dan.
What
I had to do it to keep the bloody light.
I mean, we haven't really spoken much about Antonio today, but how good was he again today? People before the game were criticising, saying, "Oh, Haller should start, Haller should start," but the formation we're playing. How can you drop or move Antonio out of that position when he since we've come back from lockdown, he's the Premier League's top goal scorer. He's got 10 in his last 11. He's confident. Yeah. He plays with a smile on his face. He does not stop running. And he's just been a breath of fresh air since he's come back. And we're always worried about Antonio because he always looks like sometimes he could pick up that injury or he's frustrating sometimes. But the boy's been in such good form. How can you drop him or put him back out on the wing when he's scoring goals?
I don't think you drop anyone. I mean, Diop will be back Wednesday. Diop's our starter. I don't think you can drop anyone. And I like that sort of thing because it means they have to work hard. They have to work hard. They the players that want to get back in. I mean, Anderson ain't getting a sniff, and I thought Anderson. I know he got a lot of criticism on Wednesday, but I thought he was all right. I thought he was okay. Anderson, he's lacking a bit of confidence and all of that sort of stuff, but he ain't getting a sniff at the minute. Not why Fornals is in that form. Bowen on the other side, he ain't getting past him. Scoring goals and all that, and it's down to these players that think they're going to come in and stroll around West Ham, and they're going to, they're just going to turn up and they're getting in the team and they ain't got to work for it. They've got to work hard to get back in. Simple as that. I don't care how much money they cost. I know that there are times when, we should have had substitutions with them on and all of that sort of thing. I think Arsenal was a prime example. But, people was asking about substitutions today. I don't call for substitutes for the sake of it, but there are times in games where you need substitutions. You need to slow it down. You need to speed it up and all of that. And you've got players on the bench to do that. But today, we played a perfect game. We had no injuries. They weren't breaking us down. We didn't look like we was tiring. It weren't like we was, our game plan went out the window. So we didn't need any substitutes. And
we said, didn't we? When we were doing the watch along, we turned around and said probably one you could look to bring off was Fornals because the fact he was on a booking, he'd worked so hard, and then he goes and gets the assist for the third goal. So this is what I said at the end when you went off, Nick. It's just saying that that's hindsight. You're looking at a situation at the time and thinking, well, this player looks a bit tired. This player's on a yellow card. Could be a good time to take him off. And he goes and gets an assist. But we know he's got that ability about him to get an assist, and that's how it works out. But you know, you've still got a game management. That's all it is. Managing your players, managing the game. 2-0 up, you know, you could have took him off and given someone and got fresher legs on, but you know, he didn't, and he got the assist. So
I mean,
you know,
talking about 4-0, Scott, that goal he scored, mate. I'm telling you now, if that would have been Jamie Vardy, the media would have been going absolutely crazy for that. That ball, like that, to look over your shoulder and you take your eye off that ball for that split second, and you've got to control it. And not only does he control it, he puts it in his path. And he's taken 1 touch, 2 touch, and I could see the defender just coming back, and I was thinking, maybe he's overrun it a bit, but then he smashes it bottom corner. And I'll tell you what, that is a world-class goal, because that ball, where it comes over his shoulder and he takes 1 look and he brings it down. I'm telling you, if that was Jamie Vardy now, Sky Sports News would be doing a 24-hour special on it.
And the space and again, that in really between the goalkeeper and the post, such a
exactly.
that in such a tight, narrow bit of space, you know.
Everything about that, like you said, the first touch was brilliant. His second touch was really good because he got it out of his feet. He kept it away from the defender, slotted it home at the near post. And you are right, mate. If that is somebody who plays for City, somebody who plays for Liverpool, they are raving about that goal. But we're not media darlings, so they don't care. That's what it boils down to. It was a brilliant touch. You know, it was proper John Smith's advert clearance by Creswell. And like you said, he just takes a look, brings it down. And it was perfect goal. It was, wasn't it?
At the time,
Creswell
we even it was going for anywhere near to a goal. We was laughing at Creswell's clearance. Like
I would have loved it if I would have loved it if Creswell had called that when he done it as well.
Yeah. It's
top. It's a top. You know, like you said, Rice, top draw finish. Top draw finish.
Yeah, and I think now, obviously, we've got this break. I think that's a part of it. Like you said, it's a bad time because we're on good form, but at the same time, now the players can have a little bit more time, and if we do get any more new signings, they can bed in along with Sofal as well, and just gear up and prepare for the Tottenham game, which it's possible they'll have Bale for that.
Oh yeah, they're looking for that to be Gareth Bale's debut, and look, it don't matter to me. They can have fucking Christian Bale, Gareth Bale, whoever they want. You know, it's the form we're going into that game. As you said, it's come at a wrong. I wish we was playing them next week. I really do, because this international break has come at the wrong time for us. But yeah, they're very inconsistent.
Our aim now is to get through the international break without picking up any injuries. I think that's key now. You know, to key players, because obviously a lot of players are going away on international duty. I think obviously Solskjaer. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Rice is probably going to be looking to play a lot of football. Souček will probably play. I think Sufal's in the squad as well. Fabianski playing for Poland.
Well, Fabianski needs to go because he needs something to do, because he didn't have nothing to do today. They didn't have one. Have one shot on target.
They had that.
Bonner as well.
Vardy had a really good chance where he goes through, and you're thinking he's going to score here, and then Fabianski sort of comes out of him and he knocks him wide. I couldn't believe it didn't go in.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to talk about quickly, just going on to the third goal. Bowen took that really smart, obviously. He's had that little run of games before. I mean, I know he scored when he first signed, but he had a big run of games where he hadn't scored, and I think that was starting to frustrate him. 2 last week has opened up his confidence, because that was the first one was a real tidy goal. But he took like an absolute veteran of the Premier League, didn't he? The way he went round and slotted it past Schmeichel. I mean, I'm excited to see him this season, because I think he's going to have a real good season.
I mean, great work from the back from Rice to Fornals. Fornals plays a beautiful ball through the middle of the 2 defenders. And once Bowen goes through, I was already celebrating, because I was that confident that he was going to bury that. You know, it was a great finish. And as you said, he's a player that he looks like that sort of player. He done it for Hull. When he scores, gets on a little run, it continues scoring his confidence. But it's not only that, it's his work rate that he does off the ball for the team.
Yeah, he's a proper team player. He's a danger going forward, but he works his nuts off, and he don't just rely on the fact that he's a danger going forward. You know, he wants to win. He wants to do his best for the team, and it's brilliant. And I'm with you. When he gets in them positions, you fancy him every time to score. You know, he's so, and his movement is brilliant, and you can see now the players are starting to gel and they're starting to know the movement of each other. You know, they know that Bowen's going to be making that sort of run and getting in them positions. So, it's onward and upward now for us. You know, so long as we keep up the intensity that we're doing, we can keep going and finish around mid-table.
It's funny, Nicky said earlier about, he can't think of any mistakes anyone made. You know, even if you look at the goal that they had that was ruled out as VAR, you look at that, and I couldn't really look at anyone and say he should have done this, he should have.
That wasn't a mistake from anyone. That was superb football. The best in the land wouldn't be able to defend against that.
There was a part of me that was thinking it was that good. I hope they don't rule it out. We've won the game. But then again, when that was ruled out, Ogbonna and Balbuena and all that, they're always cuddling each other and high-fiving each other because it meant so much to them that they didn't concede today. Part of me that was thinking, but it was a great one-touch football from Leicester, and it's a shame. It was a great finish as well. But look,
I won't lose any sleep over it.
No, exactly. That's it. That's what I said. You know, if we had won that game 3-1, we're happy that it's disappointing we wouldn't have got a clean sheet, but it was a good goal that we conceded. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a sloppy goal. It was a bloody really well worked goal. And for a change, VAR went on our side and it got disallowed. But that's it. You think apart from that, they only got in behind us once in the whole game, and that was the Vardy chance that you put wide.
Right, as we wrap up the game, we'll move on to a couple of other things. I don't normally do this on post-match Pint. I am reading the comments, but we don't normally sort of comment on them. But I'm going to put this one up just because.
I knew you was going to pick that one out. I knew it.
Oh, fuck it. Do you know what? I was actually hoping that we was going to go through one show without mentioning the board. I think the players... Once again, after the Wolves game, I think we're not going to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, we beat Wolves, we beat Leicester, the ball are forgiven." We know we know we're not going to say that. Of course, they're not forgiven. There's a lot more. I don't think they'll ever be forgiven, even if we won the Premier League. But I'm just going to sit here and concentrate on the team performance today and the victory. I think that deserves more.
It deserves our attention because it was excellent.
As I said, all the board need to do now is round it off by going and get another couple more players to boost the squad.
All right,
so that's it.
Ryan, because we spoke about this on the watch along. Josh Cullen potentially being sold to Anderlecht. What do you?
Well, apparently he's gone, isn't he? It's for me, it's frustrating, but I think he's had long enough now to prove his time at West Ham, and it just don't look like it's going to work out for him. I think we said that in sort of pre-season and. Whatever the deal is, I don't think it's going to be a lot of money because his contract ran out next season. So it's a 3-year deal. It's a 3-year deal for him, and it's probably a deal that Cullen wanted. To be fair, it's a fresh start for him, different country, first team football, and good luck to him. I wish him all the best for the future. It's just a shame it didn't work out for him at West Ham.
I said this in the watch along. He's been let go because there's no resale value in Noble. Well, Noble's not going anywhere anyway. So there's no sell-on value for Noble. There's no sell-on value for Snodgrass. Cullen's not been given a fair crack at all. The unfortunate thing for him is he had a great performance against Charlton, then got COVID, and that was a nail in his coffin for his West Ham career, I'm afraid. And it's just that is the downside of what we're doing at the moment is that you've got two 33-year-old players who are... Snodgrass isn't really a centre midfielder, but Noble 33, Snodgrass 33, who are coming towards the end of their careers. We've got a lad like that who's not been given a chance at the club, who has got the ability to do something for the club.
It looks like Snoddy's on his way out as well.
So we're going to go into the end of the transfer window with Souček, Rice, and Noble as our only 3 centre midfielders.
I don't think we'll be letting. I think there's a couple of players coming in tomorrow. That's my.
There has to be. There has to be. We can't afford that. Cullen, I'm very disappointed to see him go, and I hope the boy goes on to have a great career. To be honest,
but the thing is, they might have given Cullen the choice. They might have said, "Look, you can stay and fight, or you can leave and go and play first team football." And Cullen's probably thought, "Look, fully fit. I'm not going to get in the match day squad some week, so I'd rather go and play." As he's 24, 25 now, and. He should be playing regular first team football.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. And that's one thing I will praise him for is he didn't sit there earn his wage and not bother. He's gone, every year he's gone out on loan to try and prove himself and to get in the squad.
He's
and
West Ham fan,
this is his dream. Listen, as I said, I hope he goes on to have a great career, and I hope he's one of them players we end up buying back for twice the amount we sold him at the end of the day, and he proves everyone wrong. But
don't forget, we got Wilshere as well, Scott.
Scott wants Gus Poyet, Diego Poyet back on 20 million.
Listen, Wilshere is pointless having at the club now. The he's a great talent, but he can't stay fit. And if you're telling me we're getting rid of Cullen and letting Snodgrass go to rely on Wilshere being fit for a season, let's just hope Souček and Rice don't get injured.
They're having trouble getting. They're trying to get him to agree to leave or something. Try and make some sort of deal where he leaves Wilshere, and maybe that's not.
I am getting a little bit worried about how thin they're making the squad. I'm getting a little bit worried about that
because
this is it. I'm hoping. Listen, I'm hoping Ryan's right. I'm hoping players are coming through the door. I'm hoping there's a couple of cheeky, decent loans or something like that.
Just come up on Sky Sports News that Celtic have made a loan offer for Snodgrass. So that wouldn't surprise me if he made that move. To be fair,
he'd smash it over there. I tell you, because he'd
love that.
got something to offer.
Listen, he'd rip up the Scottish Premiership. It's going from Premier League to playing Sunday League football. Let's be honest. So he'll do massive things for him up there.
Any Scottish football fans in the comment? Let Scott know your feelings. Wow, Scott, don't hold back.
Sorry, mate. It is. That's all right. Sunday League's a bit harsh, but it's no better than League One Championship tops.
We are Celtic fans. They think they'll be Champions League if they was over here. So, but yeah, good luck. I mean, I think Snodgrass as a squad player has something to offer. He looked good in the cups. It's a shame. It is a shame we haven't got the cup games anymore, obviously, until the FA Cup starts up again, to give these other players more game time. Your Snodgrasses, your Yarmolenko as well. You got him, and it's tough, because he's been in great form when he's played it.
See, if I was Yarmolenko, I'd be the most frustrated at the football club because, I would be, and he must be thinking to himself, "What? When am I going to get my chance?" Because he's proved when he's played this season that, and even after lockdown when we come back last season, he's such an important player for us, and he's another person that I think, given a run of games, he could be one of the first names on the team sheet. But how can you split up this team at the moment that are playing so well?
Well, that's the thing, Ryan. Can we keep these players happy? Sitting them on the bench week in, week out. Can we keep them happy?
And
I think their bank balance will probably keep them happy, I reckon. We know that's part of football. You're not going to start week in, week out, and you are going to have to sit on the bench sometimes. But it is frustrating.
I like it because it means these players have to work hard. Like that, no matter. There's nothing more I like to see than a record signing being kept out of the team by someone that's thought, fucking, he's not taking my place. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing better I like to see, because it just shows you that to get into the team, you have to work fucking hard. You have to work hard. Like, what's the point? I know Haller scored some goals in the cup and all of that sort of thing, and there was I wanted to see him starting at some points, but there's nothing more I like to see than a record signing being kept out of the fucking team by someone that's been there for 5-6 years, thinking, no bollocks, you're not coming here and fucking walking all over me. Nothing more I like to see. And it just, now it's the ball's in Yarmolenko's, the ball was in Anderson's and Haller's court and Lanzini to turn around and say, right, well, no, fuck it. I'm taking that spot. That's my spot. That's what I'm coming for. Is it though?
Because how can they, unless Antonio drops form, I don't think there's anything they can do.
But this is the thing. The only problem with having them all on the bench is the high wage that they're on. I'm with Nicky. It's good competition to have the fact that you've got Bowen keeping Yarmolenko outside, Fornals keeping Anderson out the side. Lanzini can fit in and around there, and Antonio keeping Haller out the side, because it keeps the players who are starting on their toes, because they know that there's these quality players sitting there on the bench who are waiting to get their chance and have an opportunity. But as I said, it pushes them. It's just the fact that they're on good money, and it's what they're playing football for. That's the difference. I know they all play football to earn a living, but it's what you want as a footballer. Do you want to be playing games, putting your all and you know, taking the headlines, so to speak, or are you just happy sitting there on the bench earning your money and filling your bank balance up? That's what it boils down to. What these players' ambition is going forward.
This is the thing with teams and squads, though, isn't it? It's all rotation. But when your team's in good form and you've got a settled back five, you've got a settled midfield, you've got a striker that don't stop running, who frightens every defence he plays against because they don't know how to handle him, and how strong he is as well. You can't. There's no point breaking that team up just to fit Haller, like to keep Haller fans happy and who want to see him start. You know, Haller come on today with 5 minutes ago, and it's frustrating for him. Of course it is, but. Listen, at the end of the day, all he's got to worry about is the team's winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. And someone put it in the comments there. The only thing with people like Snodgrass leaving is you're losing good characters. You know, he's a character in the dressing room, and he, you know, not saying that the other guys ain't, but he's a good person to have around the club because of that. You know, he's someone in the dressing room who knows, who's been there, done it, and you know, he's a big loss within the dressing room.
I'm surprised teams like Fulham and Sheffield United or Burnley ain't tried to put in any bid for Snodgrass, because I think he can still do a job in the Premier League. I really do.
Well, he used to play for Leeds, didn't he, as well? So I'm surprised Leeds didn't want to try.
Yeah, I mean, my uncle's a Leeds fan. He said he'd take him back in a heartbeat. You know, he could. I think he still can do a job in the Premier League, and obviously, look, he can't. There's no players in getting in front of us, but I'm really surprised that certain teams, especially the ones that are struggling, aren't going for a player like Snodgrass and getting him.
But let's be honest, Dan. If they did come in for Snodgrass, would you sell him to him?
It depends on. I suppose it depends on the price, but I know what you mean, because you know they're teams that we'll be competing against. You know, and
that's the thing. On loan to a Fulham or someone like that, that'd be a good deal, but. You know, he gets a chance to go and play in Scotland, and they said, you know, what Celtic are in? They in Europa League? They didn't get Champions League, did they?
Yeah.
So he's playing in Europe. So at 33 years old, he's coming towards the end of his career. He's going to play in the top division in Scotland. He's going to play in the Europa League. So if that's what he chooses to, good luck to him.
As a Scottish man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting tomorrow. Obviously, deadline day. You know, we'll be looking at our phones all day and hoping that we bring in a couple of players. And
I'll tell you now, if they don't bring in a couple, there's going to be fucking uproars.
I think they will, mate. I don't think they'll let players like Cullen and Snodgrass leave the club if they haven't got someone coming in. I know there was a lot of talk the other day that Loftus-Cheek could be coming to West Ham, and that's nothing to do with Declan Rice going the other way. It's just a player that we've been interested in, and I wouldn't mind someone like Loftus-Cheek. I'd like to see us bring in another striker as well, someone that can challenge Antonio and Haller as well. And I think, well, I say we need another left back, but I'm quite happy with Creswell and Masuaku at the moment, you know. So, and we've got Ben Johnson that can play there. So Ben Johnson's our cover for right and left back at the moment. So I don't know. Maybe I think. Yeah, you don't want to overcrowd the squad, do you? You don't want to overdo it. But we do need at least two in.
We need some cover, because I don't think we're going to bring in anyone that improves on this starting 11. Like, I don't think anyone we can sign. I don't think they get in ahead of any players that we have now. Unless
if we bring in a striker, I'd like to see a striker who's a bit different to Haller and a bit different to Antonio.
What, someone like
who gives it? Yeah, someone like that, you know, who's a poacher, but just someone who's a different mix or a mixture of two. Someone who works hard, you know, that's say a bit different, just so we've got that opportunity to mix things up a bit. But the problem is bringing in a striker is they know they're going to be sitting behind Antonio and then behind Haller.
That's why maybe you go for a younger striker. Maybe who has a bit of time and someone. Yeah, it's a tough dynamic really at this point with the way the team is, you know, to try and say, look, come in, but they're going to think, am I getting game time, and how you balance that out. But yeah, tomorrow, what time is it shutting? 6?
Yeah, I think what's the day? It says on there. I think it's 11 o'clock deadline, I think, because it's got the countdown. It's got 1 day, 7 hours and 20 odd minutes. So what would that make it? 11 o'clock, wouldn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But is that the shut? Is that
way?
Sorry. Go on, Dan, sorry.
No, I was just saying that someone wrote in the comments that David Gold accidentally tweeted hashtag GSB out. Someone tweeted like great performance, tweeted him great, and put hashtag GSB out, and he accidentally retweeted it and then deleted it. Classic David Gold. David Gold is GSB out.
I mean, it's a thing now where I don't know whether to turn me social media off for the next 24 hours and not look at my phone, because I think it's going to be an absolute nightmare from start to finish up until 11 o'clock tomorrow night. It's going to be so
chaos, isn't it?
Chaos.
So I'm sure we'll be covering it.
I'm sure the international transfer window shuts tomorrow, but isn't there an extra week where clubs can deal within
the lower leagues?
Yeah, so like we can, if there's any, is that Premiership to Premiership as well, or
no? So basically, if we don't sign anyone tomorrow, expect Craig Dawson or someone to join. yeah, believe me, they're the sort of players we're going to be looking at, like in the Championship. But you never know. Look, we've picked up good players from the Championship before. We've proven that.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I could see Troy Deeney moving. I don't think he won't be linked with West Ham, but I could see Troy Deeney moving as well from Watford.
But this is what you got to do. If we don't get anyone in, and you've got that opportunity to take experienced Championship players who have got Premier League experience, you can bring them in as squad players. Players who when they come in will do a job, and it's we laugh about it, but it's a possibility to happen, and you may get a good player out of that. You just never know. Yeah,
it's interesting. So Ben Rama, a lot of people talking about Ben Rama, but obviously he's someone we don't have to sign tomorrow, and I think maybe clubs are might wait a little bit.
Nick, I'm watching you, and you're getting redder and redder.
It's like bloody Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. What's her name? Violet Bogard, wasn't it? When she did Blueberry.
Ty, I'm yawning. That's why.
Oh, fucking hell.
Keep forgetting, mate. You're still recovering, aren't you? So we keep forgetting that.
It's too great. I mean, obviously, take out the Everton result, but the last two results in the Premier League have been massive, because I don't think, let's be honest, I don't think anyone was expecting us to win the two. And I mean, I had us down for a draw today, and I had us down as 2-2. When we was 2-0 up, I was thinking, the next goal's so important. And the longer the game was going on, I was more confident that we was going to nick this. Then when we went 3-0 up, I was just like, wow, this is how much you can change in a week. Yeah. Like, you go back to when we lost. I might go back and rewatch the post-match pint from Newcastle when we lost on the opening day, because we looked at that run of fixtures that we had coming up, and I don't think any of us predicted us getting any points. We couldn't see it. But you take away the Newcastle performance, I think we've done pretty well. We was very unlucky against Arsenal, and we deserved a lot more out of that game.
We deserved the whole 3 points, in my opinion. We deserved to win that game, because I think we were by far the better team. So that happens a lot to us against Arsenal. We're the better team, and they somehow can't come away with 3 points.
Mate, the last 3 games against Arsenal has been exactly the same. We've been the better side, and they've won the game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's encouraging that we've actually had 3 consistently good performances in the league in a row. And from this fixtures, like I said, this nightmare fixture list, we was thinking, any points would be a bonus. And to come out and to have 6 so far, and we've got three games left of this run, haven't we? Of tough, really, the top team. Yeah. So we've got Tottenham would it'd just be so sweet, but not counting the chickens there.
So is it Tottenham, City, and Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Piece of piss. Fuck them.
But we can enjoy it. We can enjoy this for 2 weeks. We're 7th in the table. So I'll be having that as my wallpaper. I'm going to have the Premier League table as my wallpaper on my phone.
Well, there are still some fixtures to be played today, Dan. And as it currently sits, we've got to move down to 8th, because Arsenal are beating Sheffield United 2-1. We're still being the top 10. I think we're all taking that after the Newcastle result.
Yeah, that's it. Because I think if we can come out of this, and that's what I was thinking, even before the games, I was thinking if we can come out of this fixture and not being in the bottom 3, that's massive. Like, even if somehow we come out of it and we're like 12th or 13th or something,
I think you've got to be looking. I think you've got to be targeting that Spurs game next week and the City one, really, and thinking like the form you're in, and Man City are fucking bit of a shambles.
Well, I'm not being funny, mate. We've just beat the team 3-0 that beat them 5-2 last week. So really, we should be winning that City game 6-0.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping that the City game would be next week because they look really like a bit dishevelled at the minute. They're looking a bit of transition and the way we're playing. But Tottenham will be looking at us thinking, oh, especially their fans. You know what their fans are like. They sort of seem to revel in the fact that we was getting beat at the beginning of the season. They seem to revel in the fact that you're going down this year. Couple of good performances, I mean real good performances. They'll be looking at that thinking, shit. This is not a time we want to be playing them.
Us Spurs is the game the Spurs fans worry about. And they'll sit there and say they don't worry about it. They bang on, going, "Oh, it's your cup final, it's your cup." It ain't our cup final. You're just another team in the league that we have to play against. It's just another London derby.
No, I like beating them. I'm going to say this.
Yeah,
Everyone that people want to say it's me cup. I like beating them because they're such arrogant cunts.
That's it. That's why I like beating them.
I just like shoving it down their fucking big fat gobs every fucking time we beat them. Every time they turn around and say, "You're going down, you're this, you're that," I just like shoving it up their arse.
Yeah, they worry more about us than they do the teams that they should be worrying about.
You know what? I love it because when we beat them, they ran up with it.
Yeah, I know.
And they pretend that it don't mean nothing to them, and it really hurts them. And I love it.
Oh, it does. They hate it. We've seen them cry. Oh, and you know what? I really want to see those. We Are Tottenham TV guys. They crack me up, right? Every time I want to see them rage. What was that clip of them? Obviously, there was that time when we played them in it, and they was like crying at the end. Lanzini.
Yeah, because it's so the problem is, I think when you're a club, I mean, let's be fair, players they've got and money they've got and what they've achieved in the last few years, they're expected to beat us. So walking into a sort of a derby with like the attitude of we're going to roll these over today, I think it's a lose-lose situation because if you do it, people just go, well, yes, it's you was expected to win it, but if you somehow get beat, which let's be fair, the record over the last few years, home and away, for both of them, for both of these teams, is quite equal. There's not one team that has run away with. It's not like they've beat us, 11 in a row, like whatever, but. I just think it's a lose-lose situation for them, and it's just nice when you get the win.
You sit there and say what they've achieved. They've achieved nothing.
They've achieved nothing.
They've qualified for the Champions League. Yeah, they got in the Champions League final. They haven't won anything. They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything different to what we've done, apart from they finished higher in the league. That's it. No trophies. Nothing.
They'll always be the bridesmaids.
Yeah, look, listen, don't get me wrong. I'd swap places. I'd love to have been in the Champions League final, things like that. But you haven't achieved anything, and that's the thing. And they can sit there.
We'd have loved to have been in the Europa League qualifiers.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We would have loved to be in the qualifiers, but you still haven't achieved anything. Yeah, you've progressed forward as a club in the fact that you're challenging for Champions League football and things like that. But at the end of the day, you've achieved exactly the same as what we've had. You've got no trophies in your cabinet. Once you've got trophies in your cabinet, that's an achievement, and that's the thing. And that's their biggest problem is they think that they are a lot bigger than what they are. They've got a lovely stadium. Don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. They're a decent team. They've got some very, very top quality players, but you've got to win things. You've got them good players. You've got to win things, and they're not doing that. So. The fact that they're more worried, as I said, they're more worried about games against us goes to show that the fact is, we're not playing. We're playing well at the minute. We've not been great over the years, but you're still our level. Don't think you're the level of the big boys in City, Chelsea, and all that. You're not. You're our level. But you're just a little bit higher than us.
Innit?
How many points you had today, mate?
Sorry, listen. Yeah, no, but it's not about that. It's just saying it how it is. They've got great players.
I do think you're right.
That's it. It's just saying what it is. You've not achieved anything.
Yeah, I mean, look, we ain't got to worry about them for 2 weeks now. So
yeah, stable your frustrations. Save all your frustrations for 2 weeks' time, mate, where you can really let them know how you feel.
Yeah, Scott.
Just...
When you do the big match preview for Spurs, I want to hear all of this on the preview, mate.
Scott's big match preview is going to be a right laugh. To building up to that, he's going to go off one. He's going to start headbutting the wall.
Listen, I would, I'd trade places where they are in the fact where they've been in the league, things like that. Don't get me wrong, because we have been very, very poor in the league, in league terms. But it's just how I look at it. You don't achieve things unless you win stuff. So don't sit there thinking you've achieved something and you haven't won nothing.
Yeah, but Scott, they did get an Amazon Prime documentary.
Yeah,
that worked out well, didn't it?
Anyway,
I really want one of those.
Anyway, let's not take the shine off of our beautiful team's performance today. 3-0 win at Leicester. Happy days.
Listen, round it, barring it, I'm forgetting about Everton. It's been a fantastic week, isn't it?
Well, I did say the other day, didn't I, on the post-match, or was it Friday Night Pint, whatever? We would have all taken that Everton result to get a good result like this today at Leicester.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It's just,
unfortunately, that's the thing.
Like we could have gone. I think if we could have gone on to have a decent run, because think about it, we could have got in that quarter. I don't want to put the negativity on it, but you just think like, I know you don't want to overplay some players, but you think if we could have put out a really strong team, what this 11 could have done in that cup and potentially go on to win something, but we got to win the FA Cup.
Yeah. That's what we said, wasn't it? It was disappointing to go out the way we went out as well, and the fact that maybe we could have done a bit better. But it's happened. It's done. Another year that we're out of that competition. So, the main thing was that you need to, every game as it comes, you've got the win that you needed to get today. So that's the main thing.
It's because we want to win the FA Cup, Scott. That's why.
Mate, I'll take any cup at the minute, though.
Can we wrap this up, boys?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I think that's it, mate. Happy days.
Let's go and enjoy it. 3
goals, 3 points, 3.5 happy faces. Scott's a miserable git down the bottom.
I'm well happy, mate. I ain't miserable. I'm well happy.
Why don't you tell us what you think about Spurs before we go, Scott?
Say again, sorry?
I said, why don't you tell us what you think about Spurs before we go?
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint. Obviously, there's an international break next week, but we still will have content coming out, so keep your eyes peeled on our channel. If you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Share our videos because we're trying to hit... I want to hit 100K. I'm not making no balls about it. We've got 50K. I want to hit 100K. I want a little plaque on that wall behind me. I want a little plaque on there. I don't give a shit. Chelsea fans have got it. Fucking... Tottenham fans are going to get it. Man United ones, we want it. We want it.
West Ham. Get to share the trophy? Do we get to share the trophy? Like one we'll have it, one we'll have it. We'll share it.
I want a plaque on my wall. If Chelsea fans and Man United and all of them guys can get one, I fucking want one.
Can I just say, Nick? Can me, Dan, Scott, and Graham have it before you? Because we know you're going to lose it.
Yeah. You will take a picture of it. You have the picture of the plaque on your wall.
Yeah, I'll make one like a little green screen background like this in the background. But yeah, I want one of them. Fuck it. I don't care about fucking I know it's a long way to go, but I want one. So if Chelsea can do it, if Man United can do it, we want it.
Come on, West Ham fans, get behind us.
We've got 53 at the minute. We're nearly going to fill up the Olympic Stadium. That would be a subscriber count that would nearly fill up we've surpassed the bowling, we've surpassed all of that sort of stuff. We want to fill the Olympic Stadium, then the next thing we want to fill Wembley, and then the next thing we want our little fucking trophy, because I think we've worked on this channel a lot of time now, and fuck it, I want 100K. I don't care. So hit that subscribe button, share it, tell your friends, make another account, all subscribe to it. Join us on Patreon at the bottom. You can do that. There's t-shirts in. down at the bottom, there's links to the description to t-shirts. All goes into supporting us, all goes into helping us grow the channel. It's difficult at the moment. We still can't get together. Every time we want to try and fucking sort of arrange things, they keep on locking shit down. So we're doing the best we can, hopefully, and I know a lot of you are enjoying it. But if you're new around here, please subscribe. Please. It would mean the world to us. Happy Hammers today, boys.
Very hammers indeed.
Always happy. Even when we lose, happy.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, brilliant, boys. Thank you very much. One thing left to say.
Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.
Keep smiling, Scott.